You know, you try to launch a daily YouTube series, and all of a sudden the computer craps out on you. That's the way it goes, isn't it? Here we are back again. Daily projects. I know we're all very excited to return to our audio mixer board repair. As you recall, when last we left our heroes, we were going to receive 2 potential donor USB ports to be able to re-include the USB port to our board. But I was curious about doing an experiment because there is a power cable back here. I'm curious if this also does USB capabilities, double duty. And so I want to actually try to plug it in via that and see if anything happens. No. Okay, good. Nothing. Oh. Okay. Well, that's a much different scenario, isn't it? We have power. We have no connection. Yeah, this is just power, actually. No USB capabilities because it should be able to tell me that it's connected to the computer, but it is not. Oh. No, there should be a way for me to do something. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that's just power, not actually USB data. So we're going to need a USB port. We have 2 choices here from 2 different donor boards that Brian was able to collect. Let us see how well we can attempt to extricate these. Here's a close-up of what we're dealing with. Here's what we're working at. We're going to try to extract that from the board without damaging it, which requires 4 sort of mounting pins. 4 mounting pins and 4 actual data pins. There's actually 9 pins, but we only need 4. Note. Please note that our board has 4 contact points for a USB port, and yet these have 9. Each of these have 9 connections, contact points on the board. We're only going to use the row of 4. The other 5 would be redundant in this application, as we're only sending simple amounts of data, not very advanced data. So yeah, I guess what we're going to need to do is desolder these from their boards. No soldering iron, but I found a heat gun. I wonder what this was originally. Hello, you're probably wondering why we are out here now. You rejoin us in media res, as is normal. From the previous clip, you learned that I had no soldering iron handy. However, I know that I have at least 1, if not 2 or 3 soldering irons. And so when I moved into this house, I put all my stuff in the garage right here, and I know it's in here somewhere. This is about a chest-high pile. So I figured we'd at least find some interesting things if we didn't find what we were looking for, and hopefully that will be entertaining for you. Rags pile. See, we got some rags. That's good. You know that meme about men and their yellow pillows? Well, I've kept mine. I don't use it, but it's safe. I want to see if I can de-yellowize that one day. Here's a gift that here's a gift that a student of mine made for me. I use it to hold, it says Mr. Warden on it. I use it to hold bobby pins. Let's go ahead and get these bobby pins back in here, I think. Also in here is a lock. This lock was used to lock my treasure chest, to lock my treasures up. But since that treasure chest lives in my bedroom now, there's nobody to hide it from, so I don't lock it. It just makes it inconvenient. All right, shop materials. Safety pins, not bobby pins, safety pins. Hot sauce. You know, as needed. Little poop guy. Pot. Ziploc baggies, we need that. You know, this is also for you guys too, because, sorry, the freeway is right there. Not there, it's right there. This is also for you guys, so that in the future, whenever I have a problem and I forget all the things that I had, even though I should remember, you can help me remember. We have tiny drill bits, metric nuts and bolts, and this is after 8 years of acquiring stuff in order to execute Mr. Warden's workshop. This is all stuff that I've collected on purpose because I knew at some point in the future we were going to get to Mr. Warden's workshop. We were going to get to this, so that's why we're here. I was looking for these nail clippers, measuring cup, shaver for my beard. Building a house, building your own home, we're gonna need that. Dell flat screen monitor, HDMI cables, HDMI cable, the nice one, the nice braided kind. Box of end mills. End mills, if you aren't aware, if you're just joining us, by the way, end mills are kind of like drill bits, except they are not pointed, they do not drill holes, they mill slots, they cut slots in things, which is why they're flattened on top like that. These would go into a milling machine that we do not have yet, but we have one quoted and we are ready to buy whenever the money comes in. See, I know we're getting somewhere, and I think it might even be in this box, the soldering iron. We have a box of Dremel tools, love that. This is a box of servo motors. I bought these for the photogrammetry project. The photogrammetry project we're still going to do. The photogrammetry thing is over there. But we're going to use some stepper motors to build a photogrammetry rig. If you're not familiar with LiDAR or 3D scanning, 3D printing, that kind of thing, it all has to do with that. My goal is to have a device that you can put an object in and then it will print a copy of it, kind of like a 3D copier. And so that's what these. This is the mask for the screen printing that we did. We did a little bit of screen printing with our logo, Live the Curious Life. That was me and Ohm 2 years ago or so. Love Ohm, he's the best. Cutting boards. I bought these for the asparagus project at one point, or maybe something else. I don't know. It's good material, good cheap material. It's sturdy. I believe these are spudgers. These are different spudgers and priors and different kinds of things for taking the trim off of a car, which we continue to need to do for the van that is nowhere near here. If you're not familiar, I'm restoring a van. It's 1991 Chevy G20. We're going to continue to do that on the channel. Yeah. Rivet gun. Brand new. Oh, you know what? These are the journals that we did with the screen printing, me and Ohm. 2024 Farmer's Almanac. I actually needed this yesterday. I needed to find this. Because when this money comes in, we're going to be needing to purchase a house, and that house is going to have some land. That land's going to have a garden, obviously, because we need to do some agricultural experiments, of course. Impressionist masterpieces, why not? These are little brackets for glass tubes. I think the glass tubes are probably in here. These were for the asparagus project. I don't know if we need them anymore for that. I've changed my mind about how that works. This is a very general electronics box with a lot of electronic components in it. I have tons of electronic stuff. We're gonna have to sort all that one day. By the way, if you see anything you want to know more about, let me know. Bubble wrap. This is a book. This is another book from the van project, the electrical wiring diagrams. I believe these are my router bits. Yes, full range, well, half a full range. These are 2 pot metal ingots. Pot metal is just a bunch of scrap metal put together and put into an ingot mold. I bought these for the 13 Icons project, which we'll talk about later. Block that I was going to make into a pair of castanets. Some excellent paper I got from a craft store going out of business. An end mill fell out of that paper. As well, for the 13 Icons project, this is a block that I'm going to whittle into a dragon's head. Some more whittling pieces. Some hemostat forceps, which are useful. These are medical tools. They're kind of like pliers, but they also lock on the bottom. So as you can see, I can open them, but then as soon as I lock them, I can't do anything with them, and I can unlock them by pulling them apart. It's used for holding onto things like, you know, blood vessels and things in bodies, but also for wires and things that we might need. This is a diamond dresser. It's little crushed bits of diamond for grinding down or dressing the wheel on a stone grinding wheel. If somebody, for example, I had a student use aluminum on my grinding wheel and it ruined it, and so we had to go in with this. I bought this specifically to dress up that wheel. All right, we got an empty bin. Let's keep going. Let's put the new stuff in the bin. Height gauge, depth gauge, for measuring depths very precisely. Pot. Here's a micrometer for somewhere between 4 and 5 inches. We have a collector's edition of Age of Empires for PC. That's good. Gauge blocks. We talked about gauge blocks yesterday. Here's some more gauge blocks. Not yesterday. Gauge pins. We didn't talk about gauge pins. These are even better. Look, they're little precisely ground cylinders of specific dimensions. They're wild. They're excellent. Here's a box. I don't know if the tool's in here. Oh, yes it is. Yeah, dog. Yeah, found some big calipers. Yeah, dog. That's nice. Laptop, still works, still good. Need to separate this. These are original elements of the Mr. Warden's Workshop set from our previous home. Artifacts. It's PVC pipe, we need that. A very nice laptop bag that includes some D&D material. I love this map. This is a map of Providence, which is a zombie-infested land, and I don't think I'm using this map anymore for Providence. So, unfortunately, it's not relevant right now. This is an outdated map of my D&D world, but it's still neat to see. It's a great piece. Here's the duct tape award presented to me for being a guy that fixes stuff. I have some net material. That's going to come in handy. Oh yeah, laptop bag. I forgot what I was doing. Okay, what else is in this laptop bag? We have some notes. We have an erasable mat. Some more notes. Let's see what's going on here. Looks like we have some spells. Light, mage armor, disguise self, charm person. If you have not played Dungeons and Dragons, it's the most fun you can have with your brain. Some dry erase maps for drawing your own maps. We have some character sheets for Aeromulian. He's a male. This is actually something different. Oh hey, there we go. There's a little wallet from when I worked at Le Madeleine's. It's fun. This is actually a list of bands that exist within the Metal Archives. The Metal Archives is a metal music database, and I went through and printed out the whole catalog at this time, and that was probably I don't know, 15 years ago? Not 15 years ago. Probably 10 years ago. I was probably in college, which is why I was able to print this much. As somebody who's obsessed with things like lists and organization and data, that's perfectly par for the course for the kinds of things that are in this garage. Cardboard tube, love them. Gotta love them. Oh, something in here too. Yeah! Yeah! Oh, no. Yeah! Some asparagus data from the Asparagus Project. Table legs. A broom. Pieces of a hammock. More lids. More letters. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever built. This is as simple as humanly possible computer. It's broken right now, it doesn't work anymore, but the idea was that you had 4 options. You had off and then 3 things. These were the 3 things, and then it did 3 different things. This is a simple representation of what a complex computer does and how it works, just from an electricity perspective. More letters. Mr. Warden's workshop has a lot of letters in it, turns out. Headphones case, some kind of container, good. Baggie. Advil container. Cup. Baggie. Container. Baggie. Container. Big baggie. Baggies. Baggie with the Ethernet cable. Pieces of a bed. Box of damp rid miracle product for getting rid of moisture. Love it. Baggie, a big baggie with some pieces of metal in it. That's nice. Some handles, yeah, dog. Sorry. This is just a box with a 3D scanner from a 3D scanner. Not 3D scanner, 2D scanner. Some packaging material, very nice brackets. Some more netting, some screen. This is one of my most favorite projects that I've done. These are some dungeon tiles that I built to resemble the dungeon that you'd be walking around in D&D. I have a bunch, but they're further back here. I spent lockdown. That's what I was doing in lockdown. Toolbox, always good. Fabrics. Oh, this is the fabrics box for project fabrics. That's right. Some more D&D maps. This time of like a home base fortress. This is a weighted hula hoop for losing weight in your belly area. I kind of get it. Let's move a little deeper. You're sitting on top of an air fryer right now that's broken that we're going to fix one day. Letters. Hopefully all the letters. Box. Box with a early 2000s graphics card in it. NVIDIA GeForce 8400S. Baggie. Square SATA cables for hooking up a computer. HDMI cables. So computer nonsense, in other words. Dremel case, not the Dremel, I don't know what it is. Self-healing mat, we need this for the table. Let's take this in. If you're wondering what I'm stacking on top of, I'm stacking on a box of wires. It's just cables and stuff. Okay, cool. What a treat. Oh my. Some kind of tomato. It's a Calvin and Hobbes, some description. More dungeon tiles. Okay. We have a tabletop. We've extracted a tabletop and the 4 legs. We could do something with that. We didn't find a soldering iron though, which is what I intended to find. So let's keep digging. Here's a kit for making your own electrical connectors. Very nice. Some clothes. These are probably good. Some foam board, a tabletop. Let's move even further. Alas, we did not find a soldering iron, but we found some old friends. Stay tuned. Till next time.